the Real Men's Channel with Player Supreme.
You know, brothers, I just can't take going to my site where I get my audiobooks anymore. I open up my site and this is what I see. Hound Dog and Bean. Photograph of a feminine dude. They make his butt stick out a little bit with a leaner, older, burly, bald-headed, bearding guy with a coffee mug. It's gay, adult gay romance. And I go down, okay, well, all right, okay, I'll be okay. Let me go on next. Oh, fuck! Two dudes kissing. More romance. This one's written by a woman. And this one just took the cake. What? Oh, God. Okay. Everybody's entitled to their own type of books. These are audio books. These people they fantasize about big muscular guys and their underwear and bending them over. Oh. Another one. This one, I guess that's a guy, not a girl. Or maybe it's a girl, gay girl. No, because there's a tough macho dude in the background. I don't know what to say. I understand, homosexuals entitled to their lives and their pleasure and all that stuff. And I just want to see some normal books when I come on here. I guess it's something I have to get used to. I guess the artwork they use is pretty interesting. I mean, that just takes the cake. It's so gay. I'm from the old school. I didn't grow up with this in my face like this, like you guys did. You guys are used to it. To you, it's no big deal. You're wondering, why? What is he complaining about? And then when you notice the feminization of males on the planet, then you realize what I'm talking about. You see, I actually have been saying something for a long time that other experts are now coming out with. Yeah. Other people are now coming out with this. It's a program to feminize you males on the planet. That, for one, gives these guys more booties to go after. But it also makes it so that you don't fight back, so that you're passive, docile sheep. That's the ultimate goal of the program, to make you sheep. Homosexual just gets thrown in there with it because it helps achieve the goal. And if this is what you like, this is what you're used to, muscle boy bending over, then there's no hope for us as men. There is no hope. I might as well just throw in the towel right now and save myself the effort. I don't want to do a homosexual rant video. I've done plenty of those in the past. And as I said, I realized you guys were programmed like sheep to be more accepting and all that stuff. And we should be more accepting. I just don't like when it's being pushed upon us, forced upon us. Now, being an awakened individual, not like you guys who are sheep, who are asleep, don't see what the programming is that's going on within your heads, put out there by the media and other entities. Let me give you one example. In the last 10 years, I don't recall what it was, about 5 years ago, maybe, somewhere in there, there was a beauty contest. And the woman in the contest was asked how she felt about gay marriages, I believe. And she stated her own opinion, which everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own beliefs. And she was church raised. She lost the contest for that reason. So some gay blogger dude that was there that deliberately asked her that question. He asked her that question deliberately, and she didn't see through the trap, and she gave her honest opinion, which I respect. And she lost. It was determined for that reason alone, that she was highly ranked to win. What they taught society, because that was a lesson to us by them, is that you either go with the program or you don't get anywhere in life. You either go with the program or you don't get anywhere in the entertainment industry. To be more specific. Since then, we've seen numerous people being fired for slipping their real views. There was a black guy that played a doctor. He's on another show called The 100. I don't recall his name. Don't nerd out and post it. All I gotta do is go look at the video in 5 minutes from now and get his name out. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he lost his job over that. He kind of stated how he felt about homosexuality, or made a anti-homosexual comment. Everybody's entitled to opinion, but homosexuals will not let you express your opinion. They have programmed society. I've watched this occur, and that's what angers me about the whole thing. Is they did a masterful job of programming, and nothing I can do to stop it. They got you to accept that word homophobic, that made-up word that they now use on you. Understand that nobody has a phobia over homosexuals, some weak-ass males on the planet. There's nothing to be scared of. I mean, raise your fist and they cower. So, and I'm not recommending you raise your fist because, shut up. Damn dog. I'm dog sitting. And this dog is the most groveling dog I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it cowers to a level I have never seen. I almost want to think it's a homosexual dog. It's so feminized and groveling, and it disgusts me. Anyways, back on point. I watched the programming occur. I watched how they manipulated masterfully. I could do nothing. I used to rant about it on my first podcast shows way back in 2005 when I first started coming out with podcast shows. Actually, 2004, right before the end of the year, into 2005. That's how long I've been doing podcast shows. I used to rant about it because I was mad because they were winning. You guys have no idea what it was like when I grew up. We didn't have this shit in our face. We didn't have it all over TV. We didn't have the reversal of the male role. Now men are seen as being helpless and dumb. You guys have no idea how it was when I was growing up on TV shows. It was the men who were the leaders, and the women were helpless and dumb. They couldn't drive. Now we've got these butched up females running around with guns, machine guns, smoking cigars, saving cowering men. I watched when they started putting those in the videos. The man was cowering. And I'm yelling, see what they're doing? Nobody can see it. Or they look at me like I'm crazy. Now it's full blown. They have reversed the role models. Almost totally. It's no wonder you guys are fucked up as you are. Many of you. It's no wonder masculinity is a dying energy on the planet. And those that control want it that way because you won't fight back. So because these jackasses want to rule the world, have all the power, the rest of us are suffering as males, as females as well. Females can't find a man to breed with. These jackasses in their human programming or social programming forgot that women wanted masculine males to breed with. And they're left with you. That's why you're here on the Real Men's channel, to recover what's being programmed out of you, to learn to make decisions like a man, to learn to act like a man, to react like a man. Because it's being men that's going to attract women. Know the difference between boys and men and women and girls. I see black guys complain all the time about black women going for thugs. Those are not black women. Those are girls, grown-ass girls. They make immature decisions. They like the big cars, as we saw KRS talk about. He's correct. Those are girls, not grown women. So in this fucked up role reversal society where we now have a rapper, I believe he's in Texas, coming out wearing lipstick and makeup and getting support. Do you know what would have happened to him in my days? Do you know what would happen if we saw a man all in makeup and shit? Unfortunately, English sent us a pack of shit with Boy George. This is where it goes back to. He showed up in America on the pop charts wearing kimonos and women's makeup. I watched society change. Ellen DeGeneres came out. She lost her show. She came back with another show. Stronger than ever. We are losing the war. My one friend, I hated that he got to gloat when Ellen came back. Because when Ellen lost her job the first time, I said, see, society don't want this bullshit. I ragged him about that. Short time later, Ellen's back. I had to suffer his gloating. I don't like suffering. I don't like losing. It doesn't feel good to me. It may feel good to you, some of you males. It doesn't feel good to me. Losing sucks ass. And we are losing the fight. We are losing the war for our masculinity, for our balls, for being able to act like men. We can't go out in public and act like men anymore. We can't whistle at a pretty girl walking down the streets the way we did when I was a kid. I was there when women's lib movement started fighting back, started suing guys, the construction workers, for doing that. And it's gotten worse ever since. As you know, I'm not a fan of hoe chasing. I'm not a fan of it because of the economics of it, though. You know, the time wasting portion of it. That's why I'm not a fan of it. It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel sorry for women as well when there's geeks stepping up to them versus real men. See, I have no problem with real men because that's what they want anyway. Can I say that we've lost and we're just sliding down the toilet now, like a pile of shit, leaving skid marks all the way down the toilet. One day, the last masculine man will have breathed his last breath of air. And what will be left will be, what's that word? Metrosexuals. Femboys, like we saw in the first photograph. Lipstick on, butt stuck out, admiring other dudes. Wanting to get his ass ringed by another macho wannabe dude. Now, I've never seen a macho gay man. I see them try to portray that by putting on cowboy hats or dressed up in military gear. Back when we first started going to war, after 9/11, homosexuals started dressing in the military flat tops. I was insulted. I'm not even in the army. My father served in the army and then the Air Force. He got the Purple Hearts in the army, and I was insulted for him. Trying to portray some masculine energy that they don't have. Every time I see a wannabe masculine gay man, if you watch them for a while, the femme energy pops out. I have never seen a fully masculine gay dude. I didn't live during the time of the 300 people, the Spartans, or the other Greeks. This is now. I've never seen one. We're losing, fellas. I want to make your generation the last generation of real males. That is my goal. Had a consultation this morning. Fellow I consulted with. I'm trying to help him get started in a micro business, as I talked about. I own a micro business. It's a one-person business. When you start expanding, you grow your business, you might have a second employee, you become a small business. I like the idea of micro businesses. And this fella, he's one of the few people that I actually do recommend become a personal trainer, because he has a love of working out and helping other people. I hate the guys that go into training because I did it and they got me pussy. I hate the guys that go to Toastmasters and came back, there weren't any hot women there. Gotta hate those son of bitches. They've ruined something good with pussy. How about you go there and learn to become a real man, to learn to orate in public? Now, I felt like Coach this morning, I was very surprised he was in Toastmasters. Of all the power that you can learn when you learn to use your mouthpiece that you can get in Toastmasters, I am shocked. I am surprised. And dudes on my site and all over show up all the time. I asked, are you in Toastmasters? It surprises me, fellas. There are guys watching me, listening to me right now, who still aren't in Toastmasters, and you surprise me. If you just knew the power you could gain. I give you the tools that I use to make myself a better man that worked for me, that gave me the responses from women. I don't give you magic acts, magic scripts. I don't say you could be 5 foot tall, fat and balding, and you're going to date this 6 foot tall model, famous runway model. I give you the truth. Even about the whole homosexual agenda, that is the truth. Of which, if you study the community and study the writings of the community, you'll see it was actually written down way back in the 70s what their agenda was. I wish I could find that writing again. I watched it. Someone did a video on it. The Angry Genie. I'd recommend non-blacks watch him. He showed the actual documentation. So I've seen the documentation of their agenda. And part of that agenda was little boys. I don't know what it is about homosexuality and little boys. Some pretend like or say they hate that, but there's a large percentage that does like the idea of fucking a little boy. And they want to be able to have legal access to your kids, to your little brothers, to your little cousins. They believe that if they have sex with them, it was the boy's fault. He wanted it. Are you aware of how many homosexuals are that way through rape, child rape? Nature and nurture together. They're still coming out on that side of the fence. And I started this show with my disgust of going to my book site, and I'm going to close with this on the same subject. Some of you guys are programmed sheep, and you're going to object to this video because you've been programmed. You won't do any research to learn the real truth. You won't do spend an ounce of your moment of time. You just sit there like little sheep ass fucks saying, Supreme, you shouldn't talk about them like that. I'm not talking bad about homosexuals. I'm talking about their agenda and the effects that it's had on you. So understand the truth.